The Rum River is a slow, meandering channel that connects Minnesota's Milaca Lake with the Mississippi River. It runs for 151 miles through the farming communities of Onamia, Milaca, Princeton, Cambridge, and Isanti before ending at the Twin Cities suburb of Anoka, roughly 20 miles northwest of downtown Minneapolis. It is one of the 6 protected wild and scenic rivers in Minnesota. Name history. The Dakota name for the river is Wapawakan Mystic River, after Milaca Lake, Mystic Lake. In 1702, Dial's map recorded the name of the river as Rivière des Mendicantin. On the carte représente la Mississippi entre la 49 ed. et la 42 ed. How about it? La rivière Wisconsin, Lac Supérieur, Lac des Illinois et Lac Alema-Paygon. Map. Rum River is recorded as Rivière des François des Nadouessous. On the 1733 Henry Popple map, the Rum River is shown as R. Nendivar Ocantin. Upham notes that both Carver in 1766 and Pike in 1805 found the name Rum River in use by English-speaking fur traders. However, the 1778 Mitchell map by John Mitchell records the river as Fiume del Lagarde, with Samuel Mitchell reproducing the map in 1880, with the river recorded as Lake R. Milaca Lake, though was recorded in the reproduction as Red Lake Muscacal San. Henry Schoolcraft in his narratives in 1820 records the Rum River by its Ojibwe name Mrs. Orgagon. By 1832, Tanner's map recorded the name of the river as Mrs. Agarigon, a Rum River. Today, 2 different Ojibwe names can be found for this river, one indicating the lake of its origin and the other reflecting the English. Due to changes in the Dakota language, 2 slightly varying rivers' name appears as well, Wapawakan representing the historically recorded name, and Wakepawakan reflecting the current name. Naming controversy. The current English name is a mistranslation of the one given to it by the Mdewakanton Dakota tribe, though Wapawakan, Mystic River, in the Dakota language. By the late 18th century, Europeans interpreted the Mdewakanton Dakota name for the river not as spirit denoting a mystical force, but instead as spirit denoting alcohol, and ever since it has been known as the Rum River. There is an international movement to return the river to its previous name on the basis that the current one is a corruption of the name's original intent. It is seen as an affront to native sensibilities. The movement has been endorsed by many tribal and native organizations, human rights organizations, multicultural organizations, the United Nations Secretariat of the Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues, the Minnesota Historical Society's Indian Advisory Committee, a Minnesota state legislator, and religious leaders, including Archbishop Harry Flynn and Bishop John Kinney. However, some people still believe it is doubtful that such a change will be effected because the modern usage is so entrenched with communities along the river. History. The early explorer Louis Hennepin is credited with being the first European to lay eyes upon the Rum. He was taken to see it during the spring of 1680, while under the captivity of a party of Dakota. He referred to it as the St. Francis River in his published journals, although obviously the name didn't stick. The current river bearing the name St. Francis River, located 12 miles west of the Rum, parallels the flow of the Rum. The Rum River makes the sharp turn southward at Cambridge, Minnesota. During the spring floods, the Rum River forces itself through a wetland complex west of Cambridge as the sharp bend constricts the river's floodwaters. In the 1825 Treaty of Prairie du Chien, the outlet of this natural diversion channel located near Isanti, Minnesota, known as Choking Creek, became a treaty boundary separating the Dakota from the Ojibwe. In Princeton, Minnesota, the Rum divides between the main main branch and the West Branch. When Mille County, Minnesota was created from Benton County, Minnesota, the West Branch of the Rum served as the county's boundary. Today, Mille County's western boundary instead follows the Public Land Survey line. The Burgess Brook, which flows into the Rum River, was known to have been a refuge for moonshiners during Prohibition.